Hello, Void. It has been a while since we posted to this channel. Um, it is May 3rd, 2022, and it's currently 7:38 a.m. Just wanted to put this on my old channel for anyone who may use that old channel to check up on me or just who has watched anything before and seeing if they can learn anything from me. We don't really do trip reports so much anymore. I mean, we kind of do, but it's more plurality focused because something happened at the beginning of March where reality shattered for me once again. Where the switching became so obvious that I couldn't deny it anymore. It became so real to me, and it felt so sudden. But because of like the beginning of the semester, the beginning of the spring semester, I went hard because the semester before I had taken incomplete and I barely passed. I have to maintain a certain average to stay in school because I require financial aid. And if I withdraw or fail out, I don't get financial aid anymore because I've had to withdraw so many times before due to physical illness and mental illness and other things that were just completely out of my control. So I don't think this is fair, but this is how it is. So I pushed myself really hard to try to learn everything that I should have learned last semester in preparation for this class, this semester. And I went hard. Taking ADHD medication, like without even taking weekends off, just taking my 2 doses, like the first thing in the morning dose and then the late morning dose, and did that for, I don't know, a few months. I don't remember, a couple months, I don't remember, but I was doing well because of it. But as ADHDers know, ADHD medication has side effects. I've never talked to an ADHDer who has taken ADHD meds and ever said that, oh, it's a miracle drug, I feel fantastic. It's like, no, I can focus and then I want to fucking kill myself. Well, probably not to that extent, but it has horrible side effects. Mood swings on the come down. Now we're getting mood swings while we're on it, so that's good. But anyways, the come down, we get harsh mood swings, and it would cause us to, or me, whatever, to dissociate. Harder than usual. Well, I couldn't handle the mood swings or anything, so I started upping how much medical marijuana I use to the point where I have to use so fucking much of it because my tolerance is so high. But I can't take a break right now because it's towards the end of school and I have to start working on a final project. And we have, final exam. Last exam I took, I got a D+ because of all this. Okay. So, started dissociating hard. Medical marijuana only amped up the dissociation and was still doing video therapy in absence of a therapist. So dissociating hard in front of a camera while being high as fuck probably wasn't great. of an idea. Because on top of that, also, leading up to this, we started talking to someone on Tumblr who was comfortable with people who had DID or plural in general, I don't know, but who had actually dated someone who had DID, so she was familiar with it. So talking about how comfortable she was with it, I started to let the others speak through texting. I would just let them push me and I would convey what they had to say. And then all of a sudden, inside's making noises. All of a sudden, I realized after a while I wasn't in control. It wasn't that they were pushing me, it's that I was pushed out. But I was observing. Because anytime I would come back to front, my thumbs would do this. Like they wouldn't press down. It was like in the middle of texting, and then all of a sudden, it would be like every time I come back in, my thumbs would like move like, okay, what do we hit next? Because I was like mid thought, and then I'd come back and not know what I was texting, or be confused by what I was texting or whatever. But I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, okay. Because I never thought that I didn't have control anymore. I always thought if I wanted to, I could just push through. It was like I was just letting them do this. I was allowing them to do this. Well, it went from there slowly to eventually Rio became comfortable talking on the phone with this girl. And again, I thought it was something I was letting happen. And then one day, sitting on the couch, talking with Animal, really high, again, for the come down and stuff, and all of a sudden, I was above the body, watching him take it for a test drive. And I thought that was really strange, but that is not the first time that has happened before. But the only time I remember that happening fully, where I was like, all of a sudden, like, out, watching from above, was when I was on psychedelics, and Henry did that. Henry was trying to relax us because we were fucking stressed out. But then, after doing this stuff, talking in front of the camera, I let Rio make a couple videos on this channel. And again, I thought I was allowing her to do this. I never once thought that I did not have control, because I didn't black out. I was watching. I was in what I call the observation deck now, because that's what it feels like. I'm just observing what is happening. I do occasionally black out, though. It's losing a ton of time. Anyways, looking at the camera, doing this, being high, dissociating hard, started to suddenly switch to the point where I suddenly realized I had no control, because I tried to fight it so much. I had no control. I never had control. It was just a realization. And then, because everyone that's awake is new, they thought I was the one that had control too. And then all of a sudden, when they realized that I didn't have control, and then they can take front just as easy, just switch, 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 switch. And that terrified me. And I understand they weren't doing it to hurt me, they were excited. And it was new. But it was traumatizing for me to see how real it is. see how much I don't have control. I started to fall back into denial. I kept falling back into denial, and Animal kept getting mad at me because I was causing the whole system to panic. Because, first of all, I wasn't panicking at first, I was in shock. But then someone panicked. And then I panicked. And then I couldn't stop panicking. And then I'd dissociate and fall into denial. And then record myself and then panic all over again because I'd see it happen right in front of my eyes. And there's even ones in some of the videos where you see me trying to break through and speak in my voice, and I can't. And it was Animal's voice, and then Animal just frickin' shoots forward. Which made us both freak out, because for a while it was like he just kept getting brought forward without trying. He had to become the system regulator, if, like, just to try to save us from me. But that's what's been going on. I have been working really hard on denial, and I think I've made a lot of progress. Because, like, I just don't see how there's any denying it now. And especially realizing all the signs in the past. And I went digging somewhere somewhere I shouldn't have been digging, but we had to know. Found old portable hard drive and some flash drives, and found a video titled First Vlog from 2010. I don't know who that person was, because it wasn't me. We have theories, but it wasn't me. And that's hard to accept. Because 2010 is when Dante was created, and I thought I had a hand in that. But this video evidence is showing me that I didn't even exist back then. And we also found a video that was hidden away, tucked away in a folder without any other videos. It was like someone was hiding it. It was a video of whoever it was. Because these videos went between 2010 and 2015. Whoever it was crying, had a huge bruise on their thigh. Because we had just gotten our Stop. We had just gotten our ass kicked by our roommate for the countless time. I don't know. But that brought up a lot of shit that I'm having trouble processing. So I'm like in PTSD mode, trying to get through school. Only have a few weeks left. I just hope we can make it. But yeah, that's what's been going on. If anyone is curious about plurality or DID, I'm still recording our symptoms, the amplification of the symptoms since our realization of the situation, and the new splits, and the ones waking up from dormancy, and the ones that are missing. Because we are still in a state of chaos. Because of me. And more repressed memories coming up, and still trying to figure stuff out. But our other channel is called Thelectric Spiders, because that is our system name. It was a name that came up in Headspace. We have no idea where it came from, who said it. It was something from like probably a year ago. I don't know, no concept of time, because time is even worse now. And realizing our timeline doesn't make sense. Our memories don't add up. Nothing happens in order. Another realization. But yeah, we'll post a link in the description to it in case anyone comes across this. Again, it's just curious about DID or plurality in general. Or who may have advice for us. Because there are no DID specialists. And even if someone claims to be a DID specialist, they're not a DID specialist. Because how can you be when there's so many people that are undiagnosed and they go by the myth that it is rare, that it is so rare. And also knowing like everyone experiences it differently because it is of the mind, and also different types of abuse someone has suffered, or the ones that are born like that and didn't suffer abuse, or the ones that were born like that and had one's formed from abuse even though they already had one's formed. Like, there's so many different variations. People switch out, people don't. People are unaware, people are aware. It's like so many people experience it so differently. So there are no experts, but if anyone just has any advice, or if anyone could learn something from me, just hoping to help make this normal. Because sick of feeling like I'm less than human. Just because my consciousness is multiple instead of singular. Still, don't think we should be treated like a monster. Still, never been violent. Still, don't think we deserve the abuse that we suffered in the hospital, or any abuse, but I mean like in the hospital where we were physically assaulted by hospital staff. We weren't threatening anyone. We weren't being violent. Whatever. But that's the whole thing of being less than human, right? You don't deserve the same rights. But anyways, yeah. I don't know if we're gonna add any more to this channel. I don't see until like we're completely past our trauma and okay, which is gonna take a while if that ever happens. And then just go back to doing regular trip reports. I just don't see that happening. So yeah, if anyone comes across this, come visit us at the Electric Spiders channel, page, thing, whatever. There will be, or avoid us altogether if that's. So we'll just let you know where not to look for us. Basically, if you don't want to find us, don't look here or the Electric Spiders. Later, maybe.